Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Police Accountability Show. Remember, when you're watching the Police Accountability Show, you agree to be offended, and as well as nothing that you see on the Police Accountability Show constitutes legal advice in any way. Please contact a local legal representative for your best advice. And welcome, everyone, and I'm Chad Christophers, and welcome to another Police Accountability Show. Today, our topic is the state of military conscription around the world. No, not exactly. The topic today is conscription, not only in the military. I couldn't find much information about it except for the past, but what about conscription for the police? Right? They do assign criminals to join militaries in wars as a way of serving their criminal time. So why can't we do the same thing with police and military as well? There's tons of wars, tons of work that our government has, tons of work that can be done in and around our country. So why aren't we utilizing? We have people sitting in jail cells literally doing nothing. Now, they do have work programs in other countries. I've seen them in the United States, old chain gangs and things of that nature. But, nowadays, we don't need as much of that as we do need military personnel. So that I don't see why we can't take some of these guys and we can't put them to work as police officers, as military guys. We see it happen sometimes where people get busted and they end up on the other side. A perfect example of that is that amazing movie with Leonardo DiCaprio, Catch Me If You Can, Tom Hanks, one of my favorite all-time movies. Those guys are great actors. But you see in that movie, if you have seen it, sorry if you haven't, so not a great reference, but in that movie, Leonardo DiCaprio plays a check fraud criminal and eventually gets caught by the FBI, obviously, and ends up working for them in the end for a very long time. And that's certainly where, it would be nice if that happened a little more often, because a lot of the time, I personally believe, at least, that a lot of these criminals and a lot of these people that are doing these things aren't doing these things because they necessarily want to be criminals as much as they want to have good lives. Not just survive, but they want to have good lives, right? And if, as a society, they can't get that, then they're going to find another way to get that, right? I believe everyone deserves the right to survive, and you're going to have to work for a better life. So that's where it also gives an opportunity for us to retrain these people in actual valuable skills, right? Them being criminals that do these crimes, to make money. Well, why can't they do the opposite, right? So what do you think? Do you think that we should be able to conscript the criminals into being military police officers, make that a little more of a regular thing? It could be helpful, could not. I mean, being assigned to the military, does that sound like a deterrence? Because that would be beneficial to both of us, because normally we pay these soldiers a lot of money to do a lot of tasks in the military, right? And there's no reason why we can't take advantage of our free labor sitting in cells. You know what I mean? So it also gives a lazy criminal another incentive to go get an education, a job. It's kind of like, well, if you get caught, you're not just going to go sit in some cell and be lazy. No, we're going to put you to work, right? Because obviously the crimes that we're using as a jail cell as deterrent aren't working because people are still committing the crimes. It will only be an actual effective deterrent when it actually stops people from committing that crime. And if we keep increasing the penalties and they don't stop, then we need to find another way to stop them. So one potential idea is conscription, not only for the military, but for the police as well, right? There's a lot of jobs that we could get them to do. Hell, maybe we could even get them to do some of the dangerous jobs, such as arresting dangerous criminals, right? And let's have a look. So the state of military conscription, we can see around the world, there's still a lot of places that does have conscription, or that their people actually do have to serve 4 years of military service, which, okay, that's basically everyone, right? So, but I'm not suggesting necessarily everyone, but as another solution to the jail system, because there's a lot of criminals that aren't necessarily violent offenders, aren't people that are out there murdering people. there's a lot of criminals that are white collar criminals and other types that, could be valuable to us in other ways. Not only can they pay for their own jail time, because you gotta pay your own way in this world. Nothing's free. Nothing is created from nothing. Okay, nothing. So we need everyone to contribute. So having a segment of our society just rotting in a jail cell isn't really helping anybody, and it's costing us a small fortune to do it. So I propose that we try to go away from maybe just pure punishment in that type of arena and move to, you're going to be doing labor. You're going to be working. You're going to be given a job, and you have to produce enough money to cover for yourself, whether you're in jail or whether you're not. So what do you think? Do you think we should conscribe people? Do you think that we should take criminals and find jobs for them in the police, find jobs for them, in the military, right? And I suggest those places because those are the people that could easily deal with people, who aren't, acting maybe the way that the rest of society believes they should. So tell me down in the comments, what do you think? Anyways, this has been another Police Accountability Show. Thank you for watching. Don't work too hard.